Now then, welcome back to another episode on the Hypermine modded server, HyperAntix. Hi. Isn't it looking beautiful around here? I've been doing a few little finishing touches and touching things up and messing about with a bit of this and a bit of that. Sorting things out, ready for today's episode. But I've decided that it's time to stop fooling around with mostly vanilla and some modded colourful blocks and chisel bits and things like that. And it's time to start another build. It's time to start another vanilla looking build. Well, it's going to look vanilla in a way, but it's going to be very high-tech inside. I want somewhere to do some techie stuff. I want to leave spawn and go and find a new base and build a load of really cool magic and druidy things and stuff like that, and have a druid's tale. Have another bit of fun with that. But today, I'm at spawn and I need more than just a little bit of coal power. This is okay for crafting, but I would like power for crafting actual things. I've got this sort of power, but that doesn't really count. And I don't really have anything going for me. I could do a big reactor or something, but I don't want to do too much at spawn. I want to do something passive power generation. So you may have noticed just then that I've got some environmental tech solar panels in here. Now, I use these a lot during the Avant 3 series, and they're very, very good. Very, very, very useful. Very easy to construct. I sorted all the bits out to make one tier 1 solar panel, and I think that's all I'm going to need at spawn, a tier 1 solar panel. So I've got everything I need, including the assembler to put it all together. But I was deciding, where do I want to put it? Because I wanted to put it in a roof, and of course these roofs don't lend themselves to a square design, and this, when it's laid out, becomes I think it's a 5x5 square. And yeah, so I thought, what building could I do that's going to have a flat roof up there somewhere? It needs to be a fairly tall structure to match in with this one nicely and have a square structure, square sort of rooftop. And I figured going with a circular rooftop would work. So in this particular build for a tower, I've got plenty for a 5x5 area around the middle here, with quite a few blocks to spare. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to build this up and up and up and up and up. But if I just built it straight like this, if I built it very straight like this, it would look very, very boring and dull. Now, this is kind of the maximum size that I can use in this area, because I still want to go around my plot. So I still want to be able to walk around here, and I still want to, well, I don't necessarily want to walk around this side because there's a big cliff face, but I still want to be able to walk around. I want to be able to have an entrance to come down a little path and go out onto the pathway, or come back around into my garden. I wanted it to have a bit of a link in here, just linked into this building. I might even have it so that it links in at the top somewhere as well, so the two buildings kind of connect. And I want it in a similar style. So I've been racking my brains for the last week, thinking about what I could possibly do. And I've decided to do a large, slightly bulbous windmill. And I've seen a lot of windmills in my time. And the windmills are generally larger at the bottom, almost teardrop shaped or pear shaped, with a fairly flat roof. Some have pointed roofs, but I'm going to go with a fairly flat, sort of rounded cap on top of a large pear-shaped windmill. Now, because I've had to bring it in here to this sort of size to get the circle, I actually want to start bringing it out during the rest of the circle. So what I intend on doing is just doing a very, very simple bit of structure work here, just to give it a little bit of something. I might do a couple of levels of this just to make sure that it looks like it's being supported. So not only are we going to have a wood structure, a timber structure, but I'm going to have a lot of stone on the base in the similar ways to these ones have a lot of stone on the base. I don't know how much cobble I'm going to use in this particular build. I've done a bit around the bottom just to sort of tie it in, but I don't know how much cobble walls I want to do overall. I'm just going to keep doing that around. And then go up one level and do a little bit more and bring it out another stage. So I think what I want to do on this level is leave a little bit of wood exposed, and starting, I don't know, about, well, we're going to continue up on these ones here. Let's go around it like so, and through the next one. I want some wood exposed because it's going to look like it's a timber and stone foundation. So I want the timber to be showing through quite a bit. And if I can get to all of these very well, there we go. Alright, so yeah, that works so much. Oh, one more piece, there we go. That works in such a way that we've got a good looking little area. And in order to make the timber show, I think I'm going to bring these around. I might just bring these around here, like so. Just so we've got a little bit of stonework, but you can still see the wood from underneath. You can still see the wood from underside, like that. Yeah, that looks okay to me. Just to kind of stagger it a little bit. And then bring these in to bring that up. Maybe get rid of the upside down one, wrong way around one. Get rid of that. Oh, good. Now I'm getting 2 blocks at once. Yeah, sort of like that. And then maybe the next wooden strut will come from those going up to the next stage. Or maybe even come out from there in a similar sort of way as these ones do. So maybe an out like this, just to show that it's a similar build style, that we've got some bits and pieces like that growing up. So we'll check that bit out and do that round the other side, and then we'll do something with the inside as well. Okay, I decided to change it up just a little bit. I wanted these to be slightly different to those ones. I'm going to do plenty of this all the way up and through, but I needed it to come out another one, I think, just to keep a sort of a circular look about the place. I needed to bring it out as another circle, which meant coming out here again a little bit more. These are all tucked in nice, but I've also come out to the side of the wood there to keep the same theme going all the way around, and so I've done this side as well. But now for the inside, I want to build it up slightly, so I've decided this is going to be the height that I'm going to slowly work my way around at. This may mean that I don't need all of the wood, like I don't need that particular block of wood there. I could potentially put something else in instead, but for now we're just going to go all the way around like this and hide the wood, but we're going to create a space for like it's alcoving, or it's yeah, we're just going to create a space for the ceiling and the floor to fit onto for the first level. This may have been easy if I put the floor in first, but we're good. So I'm just going to go all the way around like that, right? And then I'm also going to go around at the same height on the ladder. So is it that height? That height? Yeah, just above the torch, yes. And then bring this around here like that. So we're going to have what appears to be holding up the ceiling, and then I just need to work out what this floor's going to start looking like, and what blocks I can take back. Like I can take this back, for instance, and I can throw in a cobble, just because I don't physically see that one as far as I can tell, and this one as well, just to hide those in. And then do the rest of the wood going around. Right, so now we're putting the floor in. And this stage, I want it to turn into an almost all wooden structure. So I'm going to be covering all this over with planks. But I also want wooden beams flowing through the place. And I think these bits are perfect for just like putting out a little section like this, just sticking out. So we're going to do that. And I also would like to crisscross the beams across So we're probably going to take this as a section for the start of a beam and just build the beam all the way across here. I don't know where this one's going to mix in together. I guess it doesn't really matter so long as they touch. Let's go this way on both sides first to make this the priority log that would have been placed, and then the secondary log fits into that first log, yeah, and holds it all up and makes the beams all sit nicely. And I think I need a little bit of extra pattern around the edges, but this gives me a good starting block. Oh man, I'm out. Let's see if the farm's got any. I had to move the tree farm a little bit. You've got 6. That's not gonna be enough for me. That's not gonna be enough at all. But it's working on spruce now because I'm planning on using all the spruce little edges and exits and stuff, so I want to be able to do that around the edges. Let's see, have I got some more oak in here? I hopefully got plenty more. Yeah, a few more stacks, good. And I think I've done with most of the stone now, so I'll throw the stone away. No, I'll probably need some more now. I've just thrown it all away. But there you go. This is why I'm not going to make you sit through the whole building process. I want to start doing a little bit of tech today. So I'm going to fill this in like that, and then I will probably put the floor in like this all around it, so it will look like it's almost in sections. Something like this. So the beams will be holding it all up and make it look awesome. Okay, it's kind of getting there. Ignore the dirt. I don't know what to put there yet, but I know I wanted to bring the room sizes in. So once I brought it out for the base of the pear type shape, sitting on this stone pedestal, the same as the rest of the homes, I'm building up and then going in slightly, so making it slightly decreasing tower sizes at each level, and that's particularly hard. That's particularly hard work. Hard work to say as well. Apparently, it's difficult to decide how to set it up. Like double logs here, it's kind of because it needs to settle into the next level. I'm going to have to use some half slabs and some creative bits and pieces to make it smooth itself off and round itself off a little bit. Like all of this dirt needs covering, well, these little edges here need covering with something, but I don't know what I'm going to do for the walls yet. Possibly chiseling bits in, again. Chiseling bits in to give me white walls, maybe. Maybe have it as a white or potentially a brick. Brick might be nice instead. Bit of a change. Have a wood and brick build. Maybe brick isn't quite right, actually. Wooden brick. I can't remember seeing a wooden and brick build anywhere before. Maybe a black stone. Black stone might look good. I've got to think about it and figure it out. What I want to do, though, is just build the structure. Just the general framework. And I can figure out all the internal blocks and stuff at my heart's content and go and farm them all up and sort them all out. What I'd like to do, though, is get a lot higher. Get almost every floor done. This is now where we're going to start bringing the ceiling height down a little bit. It's getting fairly big. It's getting fairly big already, and I'm already here. And I don't want to go too much more than here. So I'm going to have to start something around here, I think. I also think I'm going to go from here into there. So we've kind of got this this set up here, not there, there, where it looks like it should already be able to join into that structure. I just need to put some stairs up into that from here. That might work. But yeah, I'm going to carry on building for a bit until I've got the overall structure built out, and then I'll come back and show you how it looks pear-shaped. But so far, so good. Those little bits, the oak wood next to the oak wood with the trapdoors, the stone base with the stone base, kind of all blends in nicely. And then we've got a little bit there where it's tucked in together as well. Should be okay. I just need another few floors on to make it fairly big, and then I can do some great big windmill blades and put a solar panel on the top. Okay, well, I've nearly finished. Nearly finished it. It's pretty big now, look, it's pretty big. I got the shape right eventually. They're coming out 2 from the bottom and then going in one, in one, in one, and then going back out for the top level. And hopefully that's looking good. Hopefully. I've still got to do the internal walls. I don't know if I'm going to do the same sort of internal walls as I've been doing for the others. Doing white on the inner edge. I'm going to experiment with that. I'm not going to do that right now, though. You've seen me do that before. I'm going to experiment with that some other time. What I do want to do now, though, is clear my inventory a little bit. There we go, sorted. And take this solar panel up the top. Now, with this special solar panel thing, I can just shift right click and get all of the blocks back quickly instead of having to hack them with a pickaxe of some kind. But I had it up and running so that I could get some capacitor bank full on the way. So now I can take this upstairs and have a bunch up there. Okay, so on the inside, it's looking pretty good. Nice, decent spaces, well lit. I've made sure the lighting's good so we don't get any darkness killing us in any of the levels. I did have a little stairwell thing going on up here. I haven't quite finished it yet though. I've got to decide how to connect it fully. It might be slightly open air, to be honest, because I didn't really want to break this wall down or this edge of the roof down. I didn't want to break that down. But we do have a nice little stairwell going up. That's good. And on the next level up, another good view of everything. We can see for miles here, when the fog clears, of course. But we can see a fair way. And I've done all of my sails. So the windmill actually looks like a windmill. I could have gone with an actual working windmill, but I wanted a larger scale. So that's the way it is. And up here in the upper area, we've got the slightly domed roof on the top. It's a flat area there, which is where I'm going to put this solar panel. And I want to put it so that it's coming down from here like this. So I think it's got to go inside here like this. I think that's about right. And then it'll go 1 block up. Yeah, that's right. So, for now though, let me just take you up onto the roof so we can have a look about. And we'll see. Up here, there we go. So, a similar sort of design to the other roofs. But on circles. So we've got some straight bits on each side. North, south, east and west, some straight bits. The cobblestone edging to make it tie in nicely with that. And then kind of worked my way around with the same, the same slopes running around to try and give it a bit of an even feel. And then the sails, of course, have this backbone to them on each of them, which I think looks quite good. I kind of stole this, copied this design for a windmill sails. So the shape and the size of it is a rip-off. But when it works, it works. You got to take what works when it works. And now we can get some power set up. So let's start right-clicking this, and it should set it all up for me automatically underneath the half slabs. There we go. Awesome. Multi-block completed. Okay, so how much is it doing? It is producing 7,200 RF per tick, according to the thing. I don't know how accurate that is, but I'm hoping it's very accurate. That's not too bad. And I can stick the power supplies in like this. And what I was thinking of doing was bringing it down here. This was only here temporarily. Bringing it down so that I can add in a couple of capacitor banks to allow for more processing. Input and output of 2,000 RF per tick. I can actually add a few more so I can actually increase the output even further. And then we got this sticking out for the sail. The upper floor, I'm not sure about these ones in the corners, but I might change that around a little bit. They're there for now just to even the floor out. But we've got some nice beams going throughout the windmill. Now let's take a look from a bit further out. Oh, something really awesome I found was that the sheep, when shearing them, you can shear sheep that have already been sheared. You can continue shearing them, which made getting the wool for this. I thought I was going to have to farm up the wool for ages. But you just have one set of shears and one sheep, and you can get it all. Nice and simple. Awesome. And I used magenta. I didn't use these sheep here, even though I know they're there. I actually went over to a community area. Look, these are not shearable normally, are they? But you hold the shears on them, and you just keep getting wool. Look, 55 wool off that woolless sheep. I don't know where that comes from in the mod pack, but it's in the mod pack, so I used it. And yeah, that's about it. That's now just figuring out the internals and bringing the wiring down the middle. I think I'm going to use Ender.io conduits to bring the cable down through the central area, so that as we come down through it, we should end up with a ladder still on the side of a conduit facade going through the middle here. So I'll have access to power on all the levels, and then I can also bring the power off through conduit facades as well. So we've got plenty of floors for plenty of different things. I've just got to decide how to do the internal walls, and I still think that looks pretty good, so I might do a similar sort of design, do some work, maybe use slopes for a change, just for something a bit different. Use some slopes on the inside edges, maybe slopes like this, so give a slightly different feel to the stairs that I've been using. I should have plenty of this wood because I've been harvesting it all around here. I've just been replanting a load of these trees because I chopped a load down and I just replanted them all because I wanted to give next door neighbour, I think it's Pudsey, the privacy that I think they deserve. There were a load of trees here. I chopped them all down so I could see my windmill taking shape, and now it has taken shape. I'm pleased with it. Whee! And no damage from the fall because I picked up some feather falling boots from the community stores. I picked up a full suit of armour from the community stores, including this shadow cloak, which I think probably does something like protects me from the dark. I haven't tested it out fully yet. But I do like those slopes. Those slopes do look like they're going to work for me. So I may do a lot more like that with a white backing similar to those. I may even change some of these houses up to have those slopes instead, just because it matches in nicely. Well, tell me what you think down in the comments below, and I will read them all and check them all out and give you some replies. And thank you very much for watching today's episode. Hope you've enjoyed today's HyperAntix. I will see you in the next short